Hello everyone, GameDog here, and welcome back to Let's Play Golden Sun. So, in this episode, we start out the next dungeon, which is the inside of Tret himself. Very interesting idea for a dungeon. This is actually a very, I don't want to say difficult dungeon, but it's definitely expansive at times, and it is very, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of intimidating at first. Thankfully though, since this is like my second time recording this because I messed up the very first time, I do know a pretty solid way to get through here, and okay, if there's one thing I really want to emphasize over the course of this playthrough, I guess this is kind of a Let's Play thing in general, I want to try and be as thorough as possible. Which means I want to be very thorough when it comes to things. Oh yeah, by the way, we're fighting new enemies here. These are the spiders. Spiders really don't do much. They try to slow your team down, but don't really do that great of a job, personally. I mean, it's not like Pokemon where like one speed down could be the difference between winning and losing a battle. But I don't know. It's that like spiders are usually kind of a pain in games like this. Not so much in this one, actually. So regardless though, okay, now the main idea of this dungeon is we have let's see, is that there are actually several floors to it. The very first dungeon in the game, or yeah, I'm considering this like one of the first. I'm considering this the first major dungeon, but for the first major dungeon of the game, it's actually quite tall. Now remember, oh, we actually got a level up on Garrett. I don't say large, I say tall. Let's use an herb on Garrett. Actually, I want to start using those a little bit more as well, because honestly, like worst case scenario, I'm probably just going to be selling them anyway. So I figured I might as well just use them while I can. So one major gimmick in this area is we have these leaves right here. If you jump onto one, it'll crumble. If you jump on it again, you'll fall through. Now this does sound like an object bad thing. However, you are actually meant to use this to find clever ways throughout the dungeon. For example, if there's something below you, you can actually use that to your advantage to get to a lower point. I kind of want to use it on the rat soldier because he's like one of the strongest characters here right now. We'll use Granite because a large group of enemies will probably be taking a lot of hits. Use Forge just in case. You know, you're gonna see me use a lot of Jin over the course of this playthrough. It's one of my favorite mechanics of this game and one I utilize quite often. So let's see how much, let's see, only 6 damage, but I'm missing quite a lot as him, actually. I might use an herb on him after this battle. Okay, good, we're dodging, where he's just defending. Oh man, enemies don't really defend that often. The enemies defend quite often in this game, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, you know what, I could show off this new magic I got. This is Earthquake. Let's see, Garrett didn't learn anything. He might have as a different class or something, but for now, let's use on the Drone Bee, actually. I kind of feel like that'd be the best way to do this, and then, Whirlwind on Ray on you, just cause. You never know. Let's see, I don't want to kill him all, though. I really want to show off what, let's see, Flint will probably not. Well, no, Flint did kill you. Yeah, Earthquake right there. It shakes 2 times now. Honestly, Earthquake looks ridiculous in this game. That's one of my favorite things about it. Let's see, we'll continue this charade here. Let's see if maybe, do we have like a heal on us? Do we have an herb on us? Yes, we do. You know what, I'll actually use it in battle. Again, I barely use items, but one thing I always like to do when I play games, when I Let's Play games, is I like to go a little bit more unique than I usually do. And I kid you not, like, I very rarely use items in battle, and it's something I want to try and emphasize doing a little bit more, because honestly, like those things are worth like 10 gold each, so I might as well utilize them however I can. Let's see, we have rat soldiers, that kind of thing. I think I'll unleash the Wrath of Ramses on these guys, because I'm tired of them, personally. Let's see, what do you have? Okay, you have not used up, we use Gust on the Drone Bee, because he's actually weak to that particular element. And he does not resist, he actually resists, Ramses, even though he'll probably take double damage from it anyway. Just because it's that strong of an attack at this point in the game. Like, honestly, the fact that they give you Ramses is ridiculous. Yeah, 40 damage, that's pretty good at this point. I think you may have saw it there as well, but I also skipped the animation for Ramses. I actually, yeah, you can actually skip animations for summons, which is kind of neat. Now, as I pick up this Psi-energy stone right here, that's gonna. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have healed everyone before I picked that up. Yeah, it's something you're probably gonna see me do a few times. One thing you have probably noticed at some point. I mentioned before that I played this game once when I was very young. And I may have mentioned this in some other sort of context, but I was kind of a dumb kid, I'm not gonna lie. And as a result, when I was a kid, when I was playing this game for the first time, I misread some certain items, and it got to the point in which it's how I usually say them nowadays, and I have to kind of mentally train myself to pronounce words the correct way. I think one of the biggest examples of this is the word synergy. Now, I feel I've been doing a pretty good job calling it that throughout this whole playthrough. However, when I was a kid, I don't know how, but I misread I misread synergy as Psi-energy. Like, I just literally read it Psi-energy. And ever since then, ever since then, I've always mispronounced it like that every now and then, and I'm trying not to let that slip this much because I like to be as grammatically possible as I can with this kind of thing. I don't know, it's just something you might notice throughout this course, this whole playthrough, and it's just something I feel is kind of worth bringing up because I don't want to confuse people when I say Psi-energy by complete accent. Like, that's so dumb. Why was I like that as a kid? Oh my goodness. We'll use another herb, actually. Another example, the Ginny I used to call Dingy for some dumb reason. I don't know, I mean, that sounds like a Pokemon for some reason. It's just weird to me, or some sort of, like, anime monster. Anyway, let's see, we have, some rat soldiers, we have some of these fools. Let's unleash the rapid Ramses on them. You know what I could do, actually? I could start, setting all of my Jin. Oh wow, the rat soldiers are weak to fire? I didn't know that, actually. Oh, you know what, thinking about it, most of the things here are actually weak to fire. Yeah, because it's like a wood-themed area. Have you ever noticed that? Like, the first area in a lot of these dungeons are always wood-themed, and they're all, like, mysteriously, weak to fire as well. I mean, guess for a reason. Oh, by the way, there's nothing out here. You know, those branches are actually surprisingly vacant, given how expansive they can be. And in here we have a new mechanic. We have a healer ring. In fact, over the course of those branches, there's only one thing of interest that I'm going to try and get. So anyway, about this healer ring. This is a new kind of mechanic to the game. First off, it's a little bit like an equipment like any other. In fact, I'm going to equip it to Ivan right here. However, it works a little bit differently than most equipment. What happens is you can actually use the item, and it'll heal 70 health. So we're going to use it on Garrett. So yeah, that just restored health. And you can do that as many times as you want until it breaks. Some equipment, I guess like all the used equipment, because like your sword, that like it can't break from getting true magic critical hits or things like that, but occasionally your equipment can actually break on you when you use it for that reason. It's really only things such as healing your opponent. Like if an equipment has a use option like that, and you can actually use it in battle as well. And in fact, I actually think I might for some of the upcoming bosses, because 70 health is a lot for this point in the game. If it does break, you can repair it though. It's not, you're not permanently stuck with it broken forever, and you have to sell it or like get rid of it or something. What you do is you go back to a shop. You talk to the weapons sale. I think it's the weapons guy. I very rarely use this mechanic actually, but you can have him repair it for a fee. And then you can start using it as much time as you want again. And until it breaks once again. And once again, I don't really know the exact ratio of items breaking, but I know it is something that can happen. In fact, I'm actually surprised it didn't that first time, because there's like some odd luck I see behind that sometimes. It's like sometimes it'll take like 20 uses to break, sometimes it'll take like 2. It's kind of weird actually. I'm assuming it's maybe just like one of those 5% of the time it'll break, one of those kinds of mechanics. Regardless though, let's keep hitting around here. I want to say the next place I want to go, actually. Oh, wait a second. We have a couple new enemies here, actually. These are gnomes and, what's this guy on right? A creeper. It looks like an upgraded version of the maze we saw back at the very first dungeon, actually. So let's see. Okay, the creeper is weak to fire. Let's see. I'm just looking for elemental weaknesses right now, even though it admittedly is not going to be too big of a deal, actually. Let's see. They seem to be ganging up on me, actually, which is kind of a bad thing. I might want to try to take care of them as soon as possible. Okay, good. The gnomes I don't really remember being that deadly. I mean, they do have that bolt attack, which is kind of strong, but other than that, like, they really just try to just hit you with, like, weak attacks, and they can even run away as well, which is something that has happened in the failed recording of this episode, because I had, like, a failed recording before this, which is just, like, blanked out when I got to a certain area. Let's see. Oh, speaking of which, I think this was the exact area I blanked out at. I want to say I want to go down first. Yes, okay. Like, I looked at my map, my handy Prima guide, or Prima, however you pronounce it, and I just drew a blank. It's like, I really don't know, like, what I was supposed to say. Obviously I know what I was supposed to say. I simply wasn't saying it. That's what the problem was. But, like, I don't know. Like, I looked at the map, I went back and I'm like, wait, what was I talking about? And I thought it was just kind of dumb sounding, so I just, like, removed it or something like that. Okay, so I'm using fire on these spiders right here. Actually, the troll is, like, an earth guy, too, so isn't he weak to fire as well? Actually, yeah, that does kind of make sense. Let's see, you're gonna... Oh, wait a second, web drops defense? For a second, I thought it dropped speed for a second. Oh, and if you saw that there, the troll just recovered some health. That's something certain enemies in the game can do. It's not really too crazy a mechanic. There are a couple annoying bosses that can do that later on, but other than that, it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, I want to say even at some point there are ways to give your own characters regen, which is kind of cool. Let's see, we're gonna take all these fools out. Okay, this is kind of annoying. This is like one of those like 7-10 splits. I think that's the term for you getting like bowling, where there's just like a character on the far left and the far right. Ooh, oh wait a second. They actually, my characters actually learned a couple new spells there, which I'll probably try to utilize at some point. Let's use an herb on myself, and let's see, let's use another one on you. Yeah, that looks solid. That looks good. Okay, so let's head up, and let's see. I want to say the thing I'm looking for is over in this direction. No, it's not. Oh, wait a second. I think it's either in the branch above me or the branch above that. There he is right there. Okay, that's the one thing here that's actually kind of noteworthy. Let's see. You know what I kind of want to do? He's wind elemented, right? Yeah, he's got to be. So maybe I could try to let's see. He resists Earth, right? I'll go for it anyway, just because Ramses is that freaking strong. We will set all of our Jin just so we can unleash a very powerful string of attacks on this guy. Because keep in mind, Jinny can run from you if you fight them. Let's see, and if that does happen, it's not too big of a deal. You just have to leave and come back, but it's inconvenient, man. I want to do this on the first pass through. In fact, I'm actually expecting. Oh, wait a second. He resists his own element. Oh, nope. He just ran. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, we'll leave. We'll come back, and then we'll try that again. Oh, wait a second. I might as well get this item while I'm here. This is the reason why. This is the second reason why I went this way in the first place. I was a nut. Okay, nothing too crazy. Let's see, and let's see. That is now that might look like a dead end. It technically is, but that is where it's supposed to go. That room right there is progression. I don't want to unleash. I don't want to unleash the Wrath of Ramses right now. Let's see. I think I'll use one of his Jins actually. I was meaning to say it anyway, so I might as well. Troll is the most powerful enemy right there. I'll use this as an opportunity to show off my new magic actually. Let's see. I can learn Plasma, which is actually one of my favorite looking attacks in the game, especially its upgrades. I will use Gust on you because he's super powerful, and then we will use Flare Wall, which is just an upgrade version of Flare that will most likely kill. Oh, we learned another new attack. That we learned Garrett's Volcano. That's kind of cool, actually. Okay, we're fighting way too many enemies here. This shouldn't be too big of an issue, though. If I can just utilize my magic right, this should not be a problem whatsoever. So let's see. Let's use Plasma. You're gonna see me use Plasma and its variations a lot. I really like this spell. Oh wow, we're already killing enemies very effectively now. This is more like it. That's how random encounters usually go in this game, which is why I haven't really been skipping them. So let's have a second go at this. Let's see if we can actually do it this time. Once again, it's kind of random whenever he runs, which is a little bit annoying, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue in the first place. Let's see. Although Ivan is like the only character who's actually past him. Okay, let's good. Okay, I was gonna say let's cross our fingers, make sure he doesn't run from us, which was not the case. Let's see, and I know he's not going to resist this because, yeah. Oh, he's actually weak to Earth. Okay, that did a crazy amount of damage, actually, so let's see here. We'll use that. We'll use Volcano, because it is super powerful. We'll use Plasma. Okay, you may resist this element. Let's see how much damage this does to you, though. Okay, he's not running. He's using Wind Slash. Oh, man, Jin are actually, Jin are actually some of the strongest enemies in the game, I noticed. Like, they seem to come very close to killing my opponents more often. Okay, good, we killed him. Good, well, we didn't kill him. That'd be kind of bad, but we got this new Jupiter Jinny right here. It's kind of a double negative too, because we got Breeze. Because I'm not sure if that's the right term for it, but you don't want to heal because that might in fact give him enough time to run from you. So yeah, we got Breeze. The effect is effect unleashed in battle. Effect of unleashing in battle, boost part of resistance. So he's a little bit like Granite, although for wind. Let's see. Giving him to Isaac when he has two of these things will actually make him an illusionist. He gains no new magic. However, all the stats get a solid upgrade, so I might as well deal with that for the time being. Let's see here. Do I have actually? I really want to heal up. How many herbs do I have? I have none left. You know what? Let's use this healing ring, actually. I do want to use this a little bit more anyway, so... Yeah, I mean, and you can use it as many times as you want without it breaking, which is why which I guess is kind of why they add that mechanic in the first place, just so it's not downright broken. Like, keep in mind, as long as that doesn't break, I have an infinite heal as many times as I need it, which is kind of crazy, actually. So let's see here. We have some more enemies right here. You know what I could do, actually? I could tailor my... let's actually use this, actually. Let's try it out. When it comes to the boss of this game, now given that I've played this game before, you'd probably expect this. I just flat up know what the boss is going to be. I'm not sure if you guys do. This game is moderately well known about, so some of you might know what's coming up. But the boss, I know what the element the boss is weak to, so I could potentially shift my Jin around to kind of tailor to make the boss a little bit easier. I might do that actually. Uh-oh, brute force. That sounds powerful. That did not do nearly as much as I thought I would, but I'm kind of glad I lived it anyway. Let's see. Let's use that. Ooh, man. You know what I could do? Use this as an opportunity to do. As you'd probably expect, having two Earth Venus Jins lets us use a summon that uses two Earth Jin. So as you'd expect, there's actually one for like two Jupiter Jins as well. And once we get a second one, there's like once we get a second one, there's like another one for two two of the fire of the Mars Jin as well. Let's see. Let's just continue this again. They're dropping our defense a lot, actually. This battle is taking quite a while. Hopefully they will not kill me with brute force. Let's see. He's gonna regain some health. All right, let's use it. Actually, this is Atlanta. The summon that requires two the summon that requires two of these that requires two Jupiter Jin is Atlantia. Atlantia. Yes. Okay. I've always been kind of bad with pronouncing Greek names, but we'll try or like ancient names in general. We'll try it though. I actually kind of like how this one looks as well. So this woman comes in flying out of nowhere and just shoots a bunch of these like arrows at people. And that does a lot. That does some very hefty. Well, okay, they resist it, but it does extremely hefty wind damage. Which actually isn't going to be that big of that well in this particular dungeon because so many monsters here actually resist wind. But it's kind of nice, and as you'd expect, we're going to get to places that where that's more useful later on. I mean, even in that case, it did a lot of damage for what exactly it was doing. So you know what? Let's just continue on. We got more creepers here. I should heal before this actually. Let's unleash the Wrath of Ramses because we can actually. Let's use Mars. You have no. We'll use the healing ring in battle. Actually, I don't think I've ever used this item in battle before. Oh, it's just like a regular healing animation. That's kind of interesting, actually. Okay, so let's see. I'm surprised it hasn't broken yet, but whatever. We'll unleash Mars on these fools, and then we'll unleash the Wrath of Ramses. Just try to take these guys out as quickly as possible. Let's see. They do not resist it, but they're not weak to it either. So that just did moderate damage. We'll just keep this up. Let's see. Let's see if I can maybe try to use it again. I want to keep the health up really, really high, even if the item does break. Let's see. Douse is actually kind of strong, actually. Okay, I'm getting very close to death, which is good because we just got a critical hit. We were able to take him out, and he's weak to Earth. That's good to know. Wait, is he working? Whatever. Okay, let's head back. Let's into this tree, and this is the I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie when I say this. This is actually the room that leads to the boss. Doesn't really look like it because there's no room up here, but trust me, we'll figure out the key to this room next time. So there we go. Thanks for watching.